You guys asked me a lot about sunscreen wars. If you are new to my channel, sunscreen wars are basically where I take 5 or 6 sunscreens and I compare everything to its core, from its texture, packaging, overall white cast, and the ingredient list. Here are the 5 sunscreen that I'm going to talk about. So if you are curious about sunscreen war or a sunscreen comparison, then stay tuned. All of the sunscreen are under 400 rupees, so it's a budget-friendly sunscreen video. The cheapest one being 325 and the expensive being 399, but all of them are always available on sale. Now, some of the sunscreen that I'm going to mention are fragrance-free, some of them has fragrance, and all of the sunscreen are tested. I am going to be talking about these factors, judging them and rating them, how they perform in each of these categories, so stay tuned. The first sunscreen we have is the Mamaearth's Aqua Glow Hydrating Sunscreen, which claims to have Himalayan thermal water and hyaluronic acid, comes with the SPF rating of 50, PA rating of 4+, and the pricing is 399 rupees for 50 gram of product. Coming on to the next sunscreen, which is this Aqualogica's Radiance Dewy Sunscreen, comes with the goodness of watermelon and niacinamide, has an SPF rating of 50+ and a PA rating of 3+. It costs about 399 rupees for 50 gram of product and comes in a nice pump packaging. The next sunscreen in the list is this Pixderma Shadow SPF 50+ cream. It is formulated with a micronized titanium dioxide, avobenzone and sulibenzone, has a PA rating of 3+, available in 2 sizes. I have the 40 gram variant, which costs something about 325 rupees. The first sunscreen in the list is from Conscious Chemist, and this is their Berry Bright Sunscreen. Has the goodness of blackberry extract and niacinamide, comes with the SPF rating of 50 and PA rating of 4+, cost about 399 rupees for 50 ml of product. And last but not the least, we have the DECONSTRUCT Lightweight Gel Sunscreen, comes with the SPF rating of 55+, PA rating of 3+, and has the highest SPF rating among all of the sunscreens that I mentioned. Comes in this 50 gram of packaging and cost only about 349 rupees. Now, sunscreen is all about that filter, so let's talk about the ingredient list of each of them. Coming on to the Mamaearth one, it has essentially this filter called as Suncat DE. Many of you guys were curious about this particular ingredient. Now, Suncat DE is nothing, just a blend of some sunscreen filters and some emollients mixed together. It essentially has 3 sunscreen filters in it, such as benzophenone 3, avobenzone and actinostat. Along with that, it has butylene glycol, phospholipids and aqua. So Suncat DE is a mixture of these 6 ingredients, and it is fairly a decent sunscreen filters, to be honest. Now, apart from Suncat DE, which is essentially a chemical sunscreen filter mixed with some emollients, it also has some mineral sunscreen filters or physical sunscreen filters such as titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. So it's a hybrid sunscreen, not your typical chemical sunscreen. Apart from that, it has ingredients such as ascorbic acid, calendula, allantoin, aloe leaf and sunflower seed oil, and obviously they mention Himalayan thermal water and hyaluronic acid. Any kind of thermal water is really great for overall soothing and calming your skin, and hyaluronic acid is a great humectant. Overall, the ingredient list is pretty great, and I didn't find any kind of cross polymers or any kind of silicones in it, so it's a fair share to say that it is a silicone free sunscreen. And it also claims to have blue light protection, but I didn't find any kind of blue light protection ingredient in this particular product. Now, blue light technology in sunscreen or any other product, it's a really poorly researched topic, so I'm not sure about the blue light protection, but the filter present are decent. Now, this one has allergen free fragrance, so keep that in mind. Coming on to the next sunscreen, which is the Aqualogica's Radiance Dewy Sunscreen. Aqualogica, Mamaearth, Dermaco, Ayuga, they all fall under Honasa, and this also has this Suncat DE that I mentioned in Mamaearth, which is a fairly decent filter, along with zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. So the filters present are exactly similar, but this one has a niacinamide and watermelon extract in it, along with phospholipids, papaya and allantoin. So this is a hybrid sunscreen as well. I also didn't find any kind of silicone or cross polymers in it, so this is also, I believe, a silicone free sunscreen. This one is completely fragrance free. Coming on to the Pixderma one, which claims to have micronized titanium dioxide, avobenzone and sulibenzone. This particular sunscreen is also a hybrid sunscreen, and it also has an inclusion of niacinamide in it. It does has fragrance, but listed on the last part of the ingredient list. Coming on to the next sunscreen, which is the Conscious Chemist Berry Bright Sunscreen, which is basically the identical sunscreen to the sun drink. The inclusion of fragrance in it makes it different. Now, this particular sunscreen not only has the same filters, but also includes niacinamide and blackberry extract. It also has phospholipids, silymarine, alpha lipoic acid, which is great for your pigmentation problems, as well as cytosphingosine, which is a great barrier friendly product. Overall, the ingredient list is great. and this particular sunscreen has decent filters as well. This is also a hybrid sunscreen. Coming on to last but not the least, the DECONSTRUCT Lightweight Gel Sunscreen. Now this essentially has 3 filters: benzophenone 3, octinoxate and avobenzone. Doesn't have any kind of physical filter, so it's truly a chemical filter based sunscreen. Apart from that, it also has phospholipids and glycerin, which are great for your skin barrier, and this doesn't have any kind of fragrance or essential oil. And this is the rating that I have given them according to their ingredient list. Coming on to the next factor, which is really important for our sunscreen, is texture. We are going to talk about each of the texture in detail. Coming first with the Mamaearth one, we have to shake it a couple of times downward to bring out the product and squeeze it hard. Packaging is not that great. We are going to talk about the packaging, however. Let's talk about the texture. The texture is super nice. Oh my god, it is almost like a gel moisturizer, gives this cooling effect, no white cast, and blends easily. It takes about 10 seconds to blend, and if you apply the adequate amount, it takes something about 15 seconds to blend it all throughout your face. This is a great lightweight non-greasy sunscreen that can suit to any skin type. Coming on to Aqualogica one, which is by the way an empty. I extracted the last bit of product to show you the texture. This is also similar to the Mamaearth, but Mamaearth one gives a soft matte to dewy finish. This particular Aqualogica one gives a dewy finish true to its name, and it is non-greasy, non-sticky, can be suited to all skin types. It also gives this cooling sensation when you apply and zero white cast. Coming on to Fixterma, this is a little thicker sunscreen compared to the previous two that I mentioned, but blends beautifully, absolutely zero white cast, and is more suited to oily to combination skin. Gives this soft matte dewy finish, and it has a little bit of silky feeling to it. Coming on to the Conscious Chemist Berry Bright one, has a thicker texture than the first two that I mentioned, but it blends beautifully. It has zero white cast, blends beautifully, gives this dewy finish, has this cooling sensation when you apply it, and it has this yogurt kind of consistency, which is really nice, and you get a really nice hydrating dewy finish to it. Coming on to last but not the least, the DECONSTRUCT one. It is similar to the Fixterma one, but once you apply it, it blends right away. It's a great sunscreen. It does say it's gel, but I would say it's a gel to cream based sunscreen. Zero white cast, takes really minimum time to blend, and it also gives a slight cooling sensation, not too much though, and has a soft matte finish to it. This is the rating that I would give to them according to their texture. Another important factor if you talk about sunscreen is the layering part, because sunscreen is something that you need to reapply every 2 hours, and layering is a key because spilling is an issue, and if you use two different textured sunscreen, spilling is sometimes inevitable. So this is the rating that I have given to them depending upon how well they layer. The best sunscreen that I would say layered pretty well with any kind of sunscreen that I use is the Aqualogica one. The worst one was the Fixterma one. It built a little bit, not too much. Coming on to white cast, none of them gave me any kind of white cast, but this is the rating I have given to them compared to the time that they take to blend and a little bit of initial white cast that you get, the best being the Aqualogica one. Coming on to the application time, which is one of the factors that many people missed when they are reviewing the product. Now, application time is really important, and I will mention the exact time taken by each of these sunscreens. So application time is really crucial, because if you are out and about and you are in a hurry, you want a sunscreen that takes the least amount of application time, so you can just put it on and go about your day. So yeah, this is the rating that I have given it to them. Coming to wearability. Now, wearability is really important because some sunscreen doesn't go well with some moisturizer doesn't go well with some sunscreen, and some sunscreen doesn't go well with some sunscreens. All of them are pretty great to layer, and the wearability is nice, the overall texture is nice, the feel is nice, but this is the rating that I have given it to them according to how well they layer, how well they wear and tear throughout the day, how well they layer with each other and with different moisturizer or different sunscreen, and pretty much as always Aqualogica is the winner. Coming to the protection part, now this is a type of a topic that I am not someone who can judge. All of them are tested, by the way, so kudos to that. Just relying on the SPF factor that they mentioned in the packaging, DECONSTRUCT wins. But apart from the DECONSTRUCT one, these three have the same sunscreen factors, but it comes with a lesser PA rating compared to the Mamaearth and the Conscious Chemist ones. So if you talk about UVA protection, this is the rating that I would give, and if you talk about SPF or UVB protection, this is the rating that I would give. Coming on to pricing, all of them are super affordable, and this is the rating that I have given it to them, DECONSTRUCT being the cheapest. Lastly, coming on to the packaging. Now, packaging is something that I didn't mention in any kind of sunscreen war, but I'm going to start mentioning in my upcoming sunscreen wars. This is the rating that I have given it to them. Obviously, the pump packaging or the the Aqualogica one being the clear winner. So hey guys, this was my sunscreen wars. There's not an absolute winner for this particular sunscreen wars. Some of the sunscreen performed really well in the overall categories, such as the Aqualogica one. It has a great packaging, pricing, overall quality, and the overall texture is brilliant. Fixtama one, though it came last, it has a brilliant formulation. So I cannot tell you which sunscreen to buy. This was my thought on all of the 5 sunscreen. This is my main motto, to just compare these sunscreen in certain criteria that I have set to them, and it is your choice to choose a sunscreen according to your personal needs or sunscreen needs. So let me know your thoughts about this video. Want me to make more sunscreen wars video in the upcoming future? Let me know in the comment box below. Like this video if you like my content, share this video to any of your friends, and lastly subscribe to my channel, hit on the bell notification, and I will see you in the next video. So bye bye and take care.